You have to pick one:
All right.
snowboarding or singing in a band.
Oof, wow.
See what I did there, huh?
Yeah, my band members are gonna hate this, but I think I'm gonna go.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to 5 with T5. We bring local business owners, community champions, and all around amazing individuals on to learn about them, their stories, or business in a quick and effective way. My name is Stephen Turnbull with T5 Insurance, your host. I'm joined by my guest today, Mr. Cameron Stewart. How we doing, Cameron?
I'm wonderful, Stephen. How are you today?
Fantastic. As always, everybody, we're going to start the clock with 5 rapid-fire questions, and then we'll get into meeting Mr. Stewart here. You ready?
I love it. I'm ready.
All right, here you go. Coming hot off the bat. You have to pick one:
All right.
snowboarding or singing in a band.
Wow.
See what I did there, huh?
Yeah. My band members are gonna hate this, but I think I'm gonna go snowboarding.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I
Yeah.
had a feeling you were going to say that. Big snowboarder if you follow him, folks. You already know. Number two, your dream celebrity to sell a house to.
Dream celebrity to sell a house to. Um, I'm going to go Warwick Dunn, running back from the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers, only because he does charity work with his houses, and I think it'd be cool to do that. Plus, meet him for a second time. Little humble brag.
Mm, I like that. It is a little brag, and I like it. Number three, your go-to karaoke song when the band isn't around to back you up.
Oh, go-to karaoke song. Wow. Oh God, I don't know. There's so it really depends on the scene. I'm gonna go. Can I give you a band?
No, song. Got to
Song.
be one. Putting you right on the spot.
I'm gonna do "What's Up" by the Four Non Blondes because it's very recognizable and everyone loves it.
Awesome. Question number four. You got to pick one. What is more stressful? A very difficult real estate negotiation or changing a diaper at 3 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, it's a real estate negotiation. Absolutely. The diapers,
Way,
the diapers, way easier than people make it sound.
you got that down pat now, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Question number five. What is your guilty pleasure TV show or movie after a long day?
I, it's got to be shows. It's got to be shows. I want to desire the next one.
All right, what's the show?
Oh, what's the show? I'm so sorry. Ooh, uh, my go-to. Everybody loves Raymond.
Mm. I feel like that's one where you can just you can watch every season through just multiple times.
It,
And every
it's
time you watch, it's
always
just like the first time.
always funny. Always funny.
Yeah. Cameron, you survived the first 5 questions. Congratulations. You did it.
Thank you.
For those who are looking at you right now for the first time, tell us about Cameron Stewart. I want to hit the band. I want to hit the new family member. I want to hit a
All
lot in
right.
the 15, 20 minutes that we do here. But tell us who you are, what you do, and then we can get into what we want to talk about.
Awesome. My name's Cameron Stewart. I am a licensed real estate salesperson with eXp Realty. I also look to invest in properties as well as and buy houses. And anything residential real estate, to be honest with you, is really my line of business. Big into snowboarding, not so much this year with the newborn. I am in a band called Homebound. We play here locally in the greater Oneida County area. Most importantly, I am a husband and now a father of my son Hayden, who's about to turn 13 weeks old, and that's my biggest task and responsibility of late that I'm super super proud of.
Amazing. Amazing. Talk to us about getting into real estate. We'll start with that.
Okay.
Where did that come from? Talk to us about your journey, a little bit of what we should know about, what we're doing. We could talk for way more than 20 minutes about the market
Yes.
and everything that's fun about all
Yes.
that. But tell us about your specific journey of how you ended up where you are today when it comes to your professional career.
Sure, sure. So always was kind of infatuated with real estate one way or another, whether it was owning investment properties or just how someone could buy a house for one price and years down the road, in recent years, not many years down the road, can be worth a lot more money. I think personally, I don't think I realized it at the time, but growing up and being in my formidable years during the housing crash in 2008, 2009. In retrospect, I saw a lot of my friends' families lose their homes, right, or have to downsize, whatever it might be, and that kind of had an effect on me. And I think the effect it had was it was a little bit more personable, right? It's you can return a car, you can't return a house. You make a bad decision, the market tanks. You can be in really real trouble, right? So that was there. My late father was in real estate as well. That kind of got me into it too. Didn't really want to become a real estate agent. Wasn't really what I saw myself doing. When I became an agent, had a lot of opportunity, and just kind of went that way. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't at least enjoy what I do.
Sure. So how many years has it been in real estate full time?
Traditional real estate full time, about 5 years now. Transitioning, I had about 2 years before I was transitioning before I was actually an agent. So I didn't have a license. I was just trying to get my foothold in buying and selling and wholesaling properties and things of that nature. But so I would say 5 full-time years in real estate.
Take us back to the transition period. I mean, what was, I mean, it's just like starting a business, which seems to be somewhat of a theme of what we talk about with people of starting a business or starting a new career. But there's a lot of realtors that do it part time and then maybe eventually get to the full time thing, right? I mean, there's a lot that do it full time too, but
Yeah.
there's 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 not, part time mechanics or whatever I'm trying to say. There's a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
people
no,
in the
for sure.
field
Yeah,
of real estate where like
correct.
they do that you can get your feet wet, right, with it and
Yep.
see, so talk to us about that to taking the leap into going full
Yeah,
time. Like, I'm going to make this my full time career. This is what I'm going in
for
on, and
sure.
what that was like.
So it was always the pursuit towards full time, but it actually is almost reverse engineered because it was a pursuit to getting away from full time W-2, right?
Mm,
So I was in retail, the restaurant world, a jack of all trades for sure. And as I progressed in my career, I made some choices to trade in time for money, and then ultimately came to the conclusion that I think I can bet on myself just a little bit and work for myself and see if I can produce the same amount of income for myself and my family. And it's definitely a struggle, as any self-employed entrepreneur can tell you. You know this as well, Stephen. But it's very rewarding, a lot of aspects as well. So to answer your question, it was really more of a wanting to get away from the full-time W-2. My biggest fear, I tell people all the time, is going into a cubicle to work. That's my biggest fear.
mm. Why?
It's not who I am. It doesn't fit my personality. Okay. And one thing I love about real estate is I can attract the type of buyers and sellers that fit my personality. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I don't have to act like I am.
Mm. I do respect you of that because that is true, and I love the fact that you knew early on, like, hey, I'm going to pursue away from the W-2, like that's the pursuit, and it's interesting to have the conversation, talk about it, because it's like real estate was that vehicle for you to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there's so many inspiring. A few people come to mind immediately of like where that was the case, of whether they're working for somebody else and enjoyed their job and started something part time, and now it's their fault. I mean, our good friend Nate Durant, who's a good friend of both of ours, did the same
Absolutely.
thing with the home inspection side of things, and it takes a special person to bet on yourself and do that.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what that felt like, because I think that for somebody who's listening to this that's looking to do something like that, as far as that transition in life, like what were the late night talks you were having with yourself, with your wife, whatever it might be, that kind of led you to being able to be successful and going full time in that?
So first of all, my wife Katie is super supportive of pretty much anything I want to do. She might give me the look like this at first, and then but she's ultimately
We need
supportive
that.
of
We
it.
need that. Yeah.
100%. I definitely need to be put in my place and checked, for lack of better terms, sometimes. But what that looked like was really just the realization of what we wanted to achieve in life. The realization as you get older that you're not that spring chicken anymore, right? And thankfully, I was realizing this in my 20s, realizing, hey, I don't know if I'm really interested in looking back in 20 years and having the same job where I wake up at this specific time and do this and do that and do that. What's interesting about it is that's exactly what I do now, right? So when I first ran away, in retrospect, I didn't know what I was running away from. I was actually running away from the wrong things, or at the very least had a different I should have been looking at it in a different perspective. All
Mm.
right. So, we need to be disciplined in our actions. We need to have those things in our business that quite honestly we don't like to do, right? We didn't like to do them when we were W-2 associates. We don't like to do them now. The only difference is we completely understand the benefits it gives to us, and more importantly, understand what happens if we don't do those things.
Mm. I want to pivot real quick, but I'm going to
All
pivot
right.
slightly and ask. I want you to talk to me about the difference in Cameron Stewart, the real estate agent 14 weeks ago, to Cameron Stewart and the
Oh
real
yeah.
estate agent today.
Interestingly enough, not much has changed, except for I know how to change a diaper a little better. I think it's going to being a father. I think is going to help me with patience in my business. We are client focused, in real estate, and that comes with a lot of patience. All right. My son is going to test it and then help build it. Right. But I really think the perspective of my life has changed a little bit because I understand what I want more. I didn't know. I could have told you for the 9 months leading up, what this was going to be. All that was wrong. Understanding how I want my life to be with my wife and my son and our dog, and what we want to do going forward.
I think one of the most powerful things I've heard in a long time, Cameron, was what you just said, that he's going to help test it and build it.
Yeah, for sure, for
That
sure.
is, that belongs in a book somewhere. That's good. I want to pivot into some of the other stuff. I want to talk about the band and the hobbies and
Sure.
stuff like that. But before that, let's take just a minute. Talk to us about the real estate world right now. You're based out of Rome primarily. You
Yes.
service people all over the place. But what should we know? What's the elevator pitch of just the knowing what's going on in the market currently?
So first and foremost, on the 21st of January, so by the time people are watching this, it'll probably be out. We will have the New York State Association of Realtors quarter 4 from 2024, as well as the year-end wrap-up numbers. So keep an eye out for that. Log on the New York State Association of Realtors website, go to the press releases, you'll find it there. You can actually follow my social media now. I'm going to be going over that. I've already got it on my calendar. So we're really going to know more in just a few short days from when we're filming this. But the synopsis is this: they're predicting home prices to continue to go up. They're predicting interest rates to level off around that 6.5% mark. Okay. Some sort of semblance of stabilization around the market. But what's most important is we're still seeing a lack of homes come on the market. And we're seeing, although there's more than the last couple of years, and we're seeing prices just continue to go up. And is it arbitrary? Not based off anything? Is it just because of inflation, or is the market actually that strong? That's what everyone wants to know. Anyone telling you if they know is completely lying to you or taking a guess at the very least. But everything is continuing to go up in terms of price. So hopefully we can get some more inventory on the market, get some new builds in the area. I know that's what people want to see in this area, is some new builds that don't have crazy taxes on them. Cross your fingers, don't necessarily hold your breath. But the real estate market is not as crazy as it was 2, 3 years ago, but generally feels a little bit out of the reach for maybe a new time buyer. But sellers are loving it because they're continuing to get more for their house as they sit on it.
I think the general thing that I hear is from everybody in this space, and I'm curious your thoughts on this, is it's just leveling off, and that's kind of where it's expected to maybe level off to, at least for the foreseeable future. Nobody knows what a year, 2 years, like you said. If you make all these predictions, who knows, right? With the new administration coming in, all of those things that we can talk about, who knows what the heck's going to happen? But it seems to be a little bit of a leveling off from my vantage point or from what I've heard, but I'm curious your thoughts.
A little bit. The problem is, just to give one example, because we can spend all day talking about this. Just, I believe it was November of last year, and don't quote me on the exact numbers, but the National Association of Realtors reported a spike of 24% in new builds across the
Mm,
nation, and that was almost exclusively in the South. We were
interesting.
negative. We were negative in the Northeast, so it's even more, bigger difference. So there's definitely nuances to each regional and then sub-regional market.
You know what I say about land? The problem is they don't keep making it anymore.
They
So
don't keep making it
when you
anymore.
see the one,
Not
when you see the one you like, you better get it.
yes,
Cameron,
yeah,
tell us about the journey with Homebound. It's been fun. I've been out to a few shows and watch you. You talk about the
yeah,
passion that you put into real estate. The passion is definitely there on the
yeah.
stage, and it's always fun. But tell us that journey.
Homebound, for anyone watching who's interested in live music or just wants to hear us, you can check us out Facebook. I think Homebound CNY. All right, we've got a YouTube, I believe, or homeboundcny.com to be honest with you as well. Google us. We're a six-piece band with a dedicated sound guy. All right, so we're seven strong out there trying to deliver some music to you. We play at a lot of the popular local venues here in the Rome, Utica, Oneida area. We played at both casinos, Turning Stone and Vernon Downs, at a lot of the local bars. The journey's been great. I shacked up with this band. It's been almost 2 years now, and bounced around from one band to another for a couple years. I tell people all the time, if you're ever interested, in knowing the way 15-year-old boys think, just join a band of 55-year-old dudes because the bickering and fighting is pretty much the same.
That's so funny.
But love the band. We really rock out. We try to have fun. We don't consider ourselves too uptight, but we're still trying to deliver professional music. I love getting out there and singing. I left the guitar behind years ago. I can't do too much. Plus, honestly, I wouldn't be able to keep up with the guys playing guitar in the band anyway. So I'm kind of happy there. But I love it. If you guys have a chance to come check us out, we'd love to entertain you for sure.
How long has the band officially been together?
So the band had officially been together, geez, and I'm probably going to be wrong about this. I think they were together about 2 years before me as well. Some of that band members were comprised of a band, Bokney, band out of Central New York, and they had been together for years before that. But we were kind of a family aspect. So the drummer and the bassist are our father's son. One of the guitarists and kind of our multi-purpose guy, Mike, plays all the instruments. He's cousin. We've got the other two guitarists are brothers. So I mean, we're all in the family. I'm kind of the odd guy out, to be honest with you. But we like each other. We play well with each other, which is nice outside of the instrument part of it as well. And we just like to have fun. We're really just out there trying to rock. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We are professional. We all have day jobs, right? This is not something we expect to, replace our day jobs. We're just trying to have fun and entertain people.
Love it. Last thing I want to dive into is what is 2025? What's the biggest things coming up that we should know about Cameron Stewart in 2025?
Biggest things in 2025. Well, first of all, obviously, trying to rear this son of mine. I'm really going to try and shift my focus on my business to be a little bit more focused with my clients. Okay, we're going to be doing some giveaways this year. I don't want to give it away just yet, but we'll purchase some tickets to a highly sought after concert this summer, and we're just going to give back to our clients. All right, just as a feel good thing. Thanks for doing business with me. Honestly, I don't expect it to drive business necessarily. I just it feels good. I might be at the concert myself. I might not be. Who knows? But it's a fun thing. I want to give back to my clients. I want to give back to my community as well. And that's kind of what I'm going to be focused on, is kind of the giving back aspect of things.
I love that. Hey, all good things come around. That's for sure. Cameron, we just hit a ton in 18 minutes. I appreciate you taking the time to be on here, especially with a little 13-week-year-old. I know you're busy, and someone tells me that's forecasted in my future. So
Hey, you've got one coming soon, and we're excited. We're gonna have to set up some play dates as well. I don't think you realize just yet how important that prospective play date is, not for your child, but for you.
yes, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe a homebound concert. We can set that up.
Absolutely.
If you know a guy, get us in touch with them. See if we can set that up.
We
Cameron,
gotta
where
get
can
the little
people?
earmuffs.
Yeah, exactly. Where can people get in touch with you? Follow your pages, whatever it is. What's the best place for people to connect with you?
So call my cell phone directly, 315-351-2765, if you're interested in even just asking a real estate related question. You can email me at homesbycameron@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, log directly on to homesbycameron.com. Pretty much Google Homes by Cameron, throw in the word realtor there, and if you don't find me, I'm not doing my job. You will find me, trust me.
I love it, Cameron. Thank you for taking the time. More importantly, thank you for your friendship. It's been cool. We've been through different phases of life together through our friendship, and you're a great partner to the agency and send your clients our way, which we really appreciate. And I just appreciate you and your friendship and taking the time today.
I
Everybody, make sure
appreciate
to
you, Stephen.
Make sure to check out his pages. He does put out great stuff, great educational stuff too about real estate that is always good to be top of mind. Be sure to check us out on our YouTube page and Facebook page at T5 Insurance, is where we put these episodes out every Wednesday at noon. But most importantly, remember to make an impact in someone's life today, even if that's your own. Stephen Turnbull here at T5 Insurance. We'll see you next week. Take care.